You're genius. You're a genius, Colleen.
Oh, not quite. We still don't know what it means.
Well, at least now we have something to work with. This
All
is
right, Mom,
amazing.
call me back if you do.
Does it mean anything to her?
No. She's going to stay at the library and do some research, hoping it'll trigger something.
Can you believe this daughter of yours?
No, I can't.
It's no big deal.
I think you may be getting your money's worth out of her college education.
I think we should focus on figuring out what this means.
Never occurred to me that the other letters masked the words. You answer that?
No, it's my mother. I'll call her back later. Colleen, I'm serious. I consider myself fairly intelligent, and your father and your grandmother Becky and I couldn't solve this.
Oh, you've been at it nonstop. How did you figure out?
It was a fluke that I figured this out.
I know who I'm gonna go to if I have a problem to solve.
What is truth?
It is the man who stands before you.
What truth? I mean, what man?
And why was it inscribed on the Grujon artifact?
You had to determine what letters to discard to find that hidden Latin phrase.
You know, not many people who study the language use it.
And you never studied Latin, Colleen, and as far as I know, you've only read bits and pieces of the Bible.
Well, then, how in the world?
That's what I want to know. How did you discover a famous biblical phrase and Latin anagram hidden amongst all those letters? It doesn't make any sense.
Is that something we're going to be working on, Professor? Because it's all Greek to me.
It's Latin.
What is it?
Nothing. Just something I've been working on in my spare time.
That's what you do in your spare time? Wow. How boring of you.
Okay, class, turn to page 25 in your textbooks. Look closely at the portrait, and without reading the description, see if you can guess which 14th century artist painted it. Colleen, you want to take a stab? I guess Miss Carlton couldn't make it today.
Well, is this what bartenders do in their spare time?
Well, until I splurge on a computer, it's the only way I can get online.
You ought to have your boss give you a raise. I'm sure that Australian accent of yours brings plenty of women into Indigo.
Why aren't you my boss? I'd be rich in a heartbeat, wouldn't I?
You would.
It's a fellow with a strange name.
Yes, Kane. I'm sure there's a story there somewhere.
Maybe he had a sled named Rosemont.
I don't know what could be keeping Sharon. It's not like her to be late for a business meeting.
I'm sure she'll be alone.
Does she know that you want her to model for Gibault's new ad campaign?
Not yet. I know she's juggling her schedule at MVP. I'm hoping she's going to be receptive to my offer.
Well, it's more good press for her. I'm sure you two can work something out. It's probably her. Jill Abbott.
Jill, it's Sharon.
Oh, I was beginning to worry that you'd gotten in an accident or something.
No, I'm sorry. I'm on my way.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Sharon.
Yeah, she sounded kind of frantic. But anyway, she's on her way. In the meantime, why don't you tell me what you envision for this new ad campaign? I think it should be really, really edgy. Something that we have never done before.
Why don't we wait a little bit until Sharon gets here? In the meantime, I'd like to find out a little bit more about you.
Me? In what regard?
Oh, you're a woman of great success. I'd like to know how you got there. I'm always fascinated with how people get their dreams.
I don't want to bore you.
Come on. and ask if I wasn't interested.
Well, things really took off when I met John Abbott.
You were married to him, right? Before
Married to
Gloria?
him twice, yes. He's still very dear to me. I think about him every day.
Tell me, how did you become president of Jabot?
A little hard work, a lot of dedication, some timing.
Your success is amazing.
Success. That's when you get what you want, right?
That's right. And happiness is wanting what you get. Are you happy, Jill?
Are you sure it's Violet? I know a Verna. She's around the same age as the lady you're looking for. Do you want me to send you her contact information?
My Aunt Violet adopted me in 1942. What's your birthday? I bet this is the breakthrough you've been looking for. I am me at Carol 42 when you have a chance.
Of course, I'm happy. I have a wonderful life with people who love me.
You're a very fortunate woman. Do you have any other children besides Billy?
Once, I had another son.
You had another son?
Yeah, I lost him in an automobile accident.
Oh, Jim, I'm so sorry.
When you two get coffeeed out, you should stop by Indigo. We're serving lunch now.
That sounds great. Maybe we'll do that. Thanks.
Bye. Okay, it's your turn. I want you to tell me about you. And please, all the juicy details.
Oh, they're juicy, all right.
Nikki, I'm sure that Noah is enjoying the museum, but it's just right now, under these circumstances, I would really prefer that he's right here with me. Well, the kidnapping is all over the news. I'm sure that you will do your best to keep it from him, but No, I want him back home with me. Please bring him back to Genoa City, and whatever you do, don't turn on the car radio. Oh, you guys, I am so sorry. I'm late.
Is everything all right?
Well, haven't you heard?
Heard what?
Phyllis Abbott and her baby and Lauren and Michael's son Finn have all been kidnapped.
Stay away from my daughter, or I swear I will report you to administration.
Professor.
I'm sorry, I just spaced out there for a second. Where was I?
You were talking about Flemish painter Peter Bruegel and how he was influenced by Dutch artist Bosch.
Right. Well, I guess I find the subject matter as riveting as you guys do, huh?
Dad, you know how I get when I'm challenged. I can't stop thinking about it until I figure it out.
It's amazing how fast you did that.
No, actually, I was on the internet for hours. It didn't just come to me. I would like to think I'm a genius, but the truth is I'm just, a really hard worker with a knack for word games.
I'm impressed that you figured out the Latin words when you found them.
Considering that you never studied the language.
Latin is the core of all Romance languages.
Veritas?
Veritas. Truth.
So truth is written in Latin with other letters in between.
Okay, wait. Quid. Meaning what?
What truth? Quid est veritas?
What is truth?
Like I said, I looked it up online. And I remember an art professor mentioning it and just sort of stuck.
Which art professor?
From NYU.
It's my father. He's probably wanting to check on our progress.
We'll call him back.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I want the truth about the anagram, Colleen.
What is true?
Don't get cute. Answer me.
I'm telling you the truth, Dad.
I know when you're lying, Colleen. Did you take this to Corbell? Is that how you came up with those phrases?
You're right. I did.
Nicholas must be frantic. Oh, and poor Lauren and Michael. They almost lost baby Finn once when he was born prematurely.
I don't know why Sheila keeps coming back for more, and now she's after Nick's family? It's crazy.
God.
Who's Sheila Carter?
Sheila Carter is this criminally insane woman who's been after Lauren Fenmore for years, and somehow she keeps getting to her.
No one seems to be able to keep her locked up.
Are you expecting a call?
I'm anxious. Nikki took Noah to a museum in Chicago, and I'm waiting for a call from them.
Sharon, let's postpone this meeting. I think family's a little more important.
No, with Noah gone, I need this distraction. I want to stay.
Does he know what's happened to his baby sister?
We're trying to keep it from him. I'm hoping he'll be rescued before he has a chance to find out.
Please give my best to your family.
Please, is there anything we can be doing?
No, that's what's so frustrating. There's nothing we can do except sit here and wait.
How many times have I asked you to stay away from Adrian Corbell?
For the last time, I decide who I spend my
Even if he's a threat to our family?
He's not a threat. He's a professor, not an assassin.
Why can't you understand the risk you're putting us all in?
There's no risk.
The man has become privy to our family's private affairs because my daughter can't see the truth.
Brad, would you please stop yelling?
Well, how else am I going to get through to her?
Listen, Colleen, maybe you're right. Maybe Adrian is exactly who he appears to be, but until we have proof
If
of
he
that,
was gonna do
you
something, wouldn't he have done it by now?
These people bide their time. They strike when the moment is perfect.
So what are we supposed to do? Trust no one?
Exactly.
For a month?
For as long as it
Brad,
takes.
would you calm down?
Stay out of it, Victoria.
Look, getting angry is not going to solve anything, all right?
Figuring out what those inscriptions mean, that's very important, so I took the initiative. Adrian speaks Latin fluently, along with several other languages, and
So I can assume you've told him everything?
you know what happens when you assume, right? Dad, I'm not that stupid.
Then what did you tell him?
I told him that it was a word puzzle I was trying to figure out, and that's it. Now we know about the anagram.
There you see, no harm done.
And he wasn't the least bit curious about the nature of it.
I told him I didn't know, and he believed me.
That doesn't justify you going behind my back.
I couldn't come to you, Dad. I knew that you would react
You knew it
exactly
was
like
wrong, and you deliberately
Brad,
defied me.
She was just trying to help. All right, we have had the peace for a while, and nothing has happened. So maybe, just maybe, you're getting worked up for nothing.
And will be that as it may. It's not a risk I'm willing to take. And the fact is, we still don't know the significance of those Latin phrases.
Well, maybe Adrian could help you figure it out.
No, he's done enough.
Colleen is young. Would you just let
Excuse
it
me,
go?
young? Young as in stupid?
No, of course not stupid. I know you didn't mean any harm. I know that.
See, thank you. Dad, finally, a person that understands.
I still do not condone your relationship with Adrian.
Okay, I don't have to listen to this.
Colleen, wait.
No. No, I try and do you guys a favor, and this is the thanks that I get? You know what? Forget it. I'm out of here.
Guess you noticed it too, huh?
Noticed what?
Colleen, she's MIA.
Yeah, I did notice. After I took attendance.
Hope she's not sick or something.
Why would you say that?
Colleen never misses your lectures. She's always so into the subject.
She's missed a few, and Colleen wasn't the only student absent today.
Yeah, but hers was the only chair you kept staring at. Isn't this outfit great? I got a 50% off at the boutique. Okay. I guess shopping isn't of interest to you after seeing what you do in your spare time.
Amber, if you don't mind, I got a lot to do today.
Like what?
Sorry I'm late. Something came up with my family.
You want to hire me to model for Jabot?
The photos we used for the tie-in were such a success in Asia and in the U.S.
And it is a new season.
Well, now that the tie-in is canceled, I'm going to have to check my MVP contract, make sure there's no exclusivity clause.
Oh, of course, I know you need to run it by Jack.
Okay, and saying that he agrees, I would like more say-so in how I'm portrayed in the media.
That shouldn't be a problem, right, G-Man?
Not at all. I appreciate your input, and I promise you there'll be no qualms like last time.
Terrific. Sounds great already.
Well, unless there's anything else.
No, that's about it.
I will get back to you with my answer.
Have you two eaten?
No, I haven't been able to think about food all day.
Why don't I treat you two to lunch at Indigo? Kane made it sound enticing.
Well, that's a really nice offer. I appreciate it, but I need to be back at the house before my son gets home from Chicago.
What about you two?
Sure, why not?
Here, drink this.
What is it?
It's herbal tea. Soothe your nerves.
Soothe my nerves. You mean after you made me out to be the bad guy in front of my daughter?
I did not do that, Brad. You're overreacting.
Really? Why don't you tell me that after it's too late?
Oh, don't be so ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is the way you condone my daughter's behavior.
I told her that I did not excuse her relationship with Adrian.
But you don't mind her going to Corbell for help with the anagram. Don't you find that to be a bit hypocritical?
Don't speak to me like your daughter.
Then stop acting like her, ignoring any potential danger we could be in.
That is not what's happening here. And you know it. You're mad at Colleen, and you're taking it out on me.
I am frustrated that no one is listening to me.
You're pushing your daughter away because of your suspicions.
Yeah, well, if I have to push her away to protect her, so be it.
You can't protect her if you're alienating her, Brad.
When did you become an expert on my daughter?
Okay, listen, I was a lot like Colleen when I was her age, all right? I was headstrong, and I was defiant. And I had a very controlling father, and I got into a lot of problems because of it.
So you're comparing me to Victor?
No. But girls Colleen's age are trying to assert their independence, and by pushing her too hard, you're going to force her to make rash decisions.
Yeah, not pushing her hard enough could get us all killed.
Why are you being so defensive? I'm just trying to give you the benefit of my experience here.
You know what? I'm not going to stand here and be lectured by you. If you and Colleen want to play this off like it's nothing, so be it. One of us has to keep a clear head.
Oh, would you stop insulting me?
Listen, I'm not even going to get into this with you, okay? I've got a few more important things to worry about.
So, why don't you tell me what I missed today?
Nothing much. Adrian's lecture was a total snore today. Kidding. I'd be happy to share my notes with you.
Actually, I have printed handouts for today's subject matter. That'll be easier.
Hey, you should have heard some of the stories Adrian told about the private lives of the old masters. You know, some of them, they were pretty wild. I mean, there's this guy, Raphael. He was a real ladies' man. He caught a fever after a midnight romp with
That's
one
right.
of his girlfriends. Yeah, and he died at, what was it?
37.
37.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, why don't you and I go over to Crimson Lights and grab a coffee, and I can fill you in on the rest?
Actually, Amber, I hate to break this up, but Colleen and I need to go over some slides for the next lecture.
That's right. We were supposed to finish those yesterday.
I thought you quit as Adrian's research assistant.
I did, but he needs some help, and I'm familiar with the subject.
Okay, no problem. I'll just catch you two later. Probably together.
Something happened?
Yes.
Okay. We'll never get any privacy here. Let's go to my apartment.
Hey, pretty lady. Come to keep me company?
Sure, if that's what you think.
Well, I know you can't keep away from me. You have to be embarrassed about it.
Oh, you were so asking for it, big guy.
So why don't you give it to me?
For your information, you egomaniac, I was coming here to check up on the job front.
You want to bartend? I'm sure you look good in an apron, but I know everyone else is going to tell you that, too.
Well, it makes for good tips.
Bet you're gonna have to put up with hecklers like me coming in. Are you sure you're up for that?
Maybe as a backup plan if I'm desperate. But I am a singer. Mr. Winters told me he had booked all the acts he needs for a while, so I thought I'd just come in and check in, you know, see if anyone's canceled.
Yeah, well, Neil makes a schedule, so we'll have to ask him, but maybe if you give me a 20.
Are you trying to bribe me?
Well, that depends on what you mean by a bribe now, doesn't it?
Is Neil here? Because I'm gonna tell on you.
No, Neil's not here today.
How convenient.
So, you really sing, huh?
Love to. I performed here the night that they reopened.
Too bad I wasn't working here then.
You don't know what you missed. I was the talk of the town.
Oh, so you're good, huh?
Well, I am planning on putting out an album soon, so I guess you could say that.
Wow. That's like a notch above singing in the shower. Maybe when you're famous, I can get an autograph.
Well, maybe if you're nice to me.
Maybe I could be your guitarist.
You play?
No, I could learn. Think about it. Wouldn't it be fun? You and me on tour, on the road, having an adventure. Hmm?
Well, don't get too far ahead of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. Came here for a reason.
How's the search going for your mother?
Nowhere. Dead ends with every lead. It's discouraging.
Keep at it. I'm sure something will come up.
How you two? I see you took my advice about coming in for lunch.
Well, you were very persuasive.
You should consider a career in business with that talent. Come see me.
You know, with all the people I bring in, maybe I should get a commission.
Hi, Mrs. Abbott. It's nice to see you.
Hello, Amber. Oh, I'd like you to meet Mr. Ji-Min Kim, my friend and business associate.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. So how's Kay?
Catherine, you mean? I'm sure she's fine. We have been kind of doing our own thing lately. Amber, you know what? We have a business meeting. Will you excuse us?
Okay. Nice to meet you. Enjoy your lunch. Wow. Did you see that? I mean, her mood totally changed when I mentioned her mother.
Sounds like they had a fight or something. You know, if I found my mother, my real mother, I'd make sure we had nothing to fight about.
Thanks.
Are you okay?
Yeah, why do you ask?
You looked a little upset when that girl mentioned your mother.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just, we fight a lot, shop a lot, love a lot. We're making up for lost time, you see.
Lost time.
Yeah, well, we only found out that we were mother and daughter in the last few years.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was a huge surprise when I found out I was Catherine Chancellor's daughter. I can tell you, it turned my world upside down.
For the better?
In a lot of ways, yeah. But see, we have a past that will always affect our relationship.
Forget about the past. In my opinion, you focus on the present. Past, the future, can't be controlled.
You know, Ji-Min, you are absolutely right. Because, in a lot of ways, it's been very, very good. I've really grown.
Well, it sounds like fate to me.
If you believe in fate.
Well, what would you call it?
I call it one of life's little mysteries.
Kate here. Hey, I was hoping to hear from you. I thought you said you were one of the best immigration attorneys in town. Look, I know I need a permit, all right? I know that, but I have this really nasty habit I can't break. It's called eating. All right, look, I'll call you back later. No, I'm at work now, I can't talk. I'll call you after my shift, 6 o'clock. No, look, I can't wait until tomorrow to talk to you. I'm running out of options here. I need to. All right, look. Okay, fine. I'll call you at my break.
Sounds like you got a problem, Candy Cane.
Australian tourists can come to the States for up to 9 days without a visa. I thought I'd be able to track down my real mother before my time is up.
How many days do you have left?
If I can tell you and have you run off and tattle to the immigration, let me just say that I've toured pretty much every place I could.
But you're still working here. I mean, you must still have some time left.
Yeah, my work permit wouldn't really hold up to scrutiny if they looked at it, if you know what I mean. It's fun while it lasted, though.
So you're going back to Australia?
Well, according to my attorney, I didn't have any other choice.
Thank you.
Okay, so what's your preference? Coffee, tea, hot cocoa?
I didn't think you wanted me here that long.
Well, Colleen, we needed to find someplace private to talk.
Well, let's just hope that Amber still doesn't have her key.
Amber never had a key.
Good.
So, tell me what happened.
I took the anagram that you deciphered to my father.
So this is about your father.
We had another fight.
Let me guess. He doesn't want you spending time with me.
Partly, but it's not what you think.
You know, your family is surrounded by so much secrecy. Truth is, I hardly know what to think.
Quid est veritas, est vercitas.
Thank you. Hey, watch where you're going, buddy.
Sharon, I'm sorry. You're right, I wasn't looking where I was going.
It's all right. You don't have to apologize. Listen, I know that you and Vicky are going through a hard time.
You talked to her?
Well, I didn't have to talk to her.
Oh?
Listen, I have a little bit of time before I have to meet Nikki at the house. Why don't you let me buy you a coffee?
If you want to, but I'm not going to be the best company.
Might help to talk.
All right, but here.
Okay, well, maybe the patio's empty. Yep, empty. Thank you.
Actually, I'm glad I ran into you. There's something I want you to know.
Okay.
I have the Grosjean artifact.
What? Where did you find it?
Well, it's a long story. The short version is that Victor and I went to Geneva. We pretended we had art to sell and coaxed the owners out of hiding. I had to tell you. I can't stop thinking about everything you went through during our search.
Did you find out why it's so valuable?
Not yet. But we did discover a microscopic inscription.
What does it say?
Well, at first it appeared to be gibberish, but as it turns out, it's a biblical Latin phrase that was hidden amongst a bunch of other letters. Quid est veritas? What is truth?
Do you know what that means?
No, we're working on it.
Well, I can help you.
That would be great. It's creating a lot of stress. That's why Vicky and I were fighting.
You two are fighting?
I thought you knew that.
No, how would I know that?
Assumed you talked to her.
No,
Then why would you think we were upset?
because I thought you were worried about your niece.
What, Summer?
Yeah. Haven't you heard? It's all over every single news channel. Phyllis and Summer and Fen have been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? What?
Yeah, I mean, we're all just standing by waiting for news.
Maybe you could go to Australia for a day and then come back for a second tourist trip.
I don't think it works like that. If they find out I was working here illegally, they may not let me back in.
I guess I'm just gonna have to hide you out at my place.
Or you could stay at my place and protect me.
You can't leave. There has to be another way for you to stay here.
If there is, I hope I find it soon.
I can't believe this. What happened?
Sheila Carter took them earlier today. I can't believe you haven't heard this.
Oh, we've just been totally focused on trying to figure out the inscription. We haven't looked at the newspaper or watched the television or anything.
Well, hasn't anyone called you?
No. Oh. Yeah, Victor and Nikki did try to reach us, but we let it go to voicemail. I can't believe these two little babies are kidnapped. Gotta call Victoria.
Brad.
Not answering?
I'm not surprised after the fight we had.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, I don't want to leave this information on her voicemail. I'll tell her in person. Boy, Nick and Michael, they just must be crazy with worry.
Yeah, I saw Nick today. He was, it was hard for him to keep it together.
Well, we certainly had our differences, but I wouldn't wish something like this on my worst enemy.
They'll find them. You know, they've got every law enforcement agency in the state working on this.
Is there anything I can do to help? Nick need anything?
No, I mean, everybody wants to help, but the only thing we can do is sit and wait for the police to get a lead. And right now, I wish Nikki would get home with my son.
Where are they?
She took Noah to a museum in Chicago, you know, to distract him from all this chaos.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Not really, you know, with Fen and Summer missing, I just really want Noah home with me right now.
Yeah. Puts things in perspective, doesn't it? I'm gonna go tell Vicky.
Well, I hope you like wheat crackers, because that's all I got.
That's perfect. Thanks. It's not that I don't want to tell you.
You don't have to explain.
I told you to stay away from Corbell. Instead, you sleep with him?
Wow. Nice, Victoria. She doesn't.
You're putting us all in danger.
Yes, I do.
But Colleen, I don't want you to do anything that you're not comfortable with. But if you're in any trouble and you need help,
I know.
I'd hate to think your reluctance is because you don't trust me.
No, it's not me.
Your father.
Yes.
I see.
But if you knew the whole story, you would understand.
Well, when you're ready to tell me, I'll listen.
My father's been keeping a secret. Actually, they both have. And they're just really worried because if it gets out,
Look, Colleen, look, forget it. I don't want to know.
I know what you deserve to know because we've been acting really weird and...
Well, not if it's this painful, okay? I refuse to put you in the position of having to choose between me and your family.
Only my father can see you the way I do.
Can I borrow the phone book? Oh, thanks.
Nikki, you've had plenty of time to be back in Genoa City by now. Okay, Noah was hungry, but I can't imagine what's taking you this long. All right, but please don't stop again unless it's absolutely necessary. I will be waiting for you at home. Bye.
Yes, I'd like to speak to an attorney who specializes in immigration and naturalization law. Well, can I make an appointment? It's rather urgent. Okay, I'll get to the point. I have fallen in love with a man who is in this country illegally. I want to marry him, and I want to find out how to make it legal.
So after Sheila blew up the yacht, we all thought Lauren was dead. When the truth was they were trapped in a bomb shelter outside of town. And then Sheila escaped once again, and apparently went to South America, where she got plastic surgery to make her look exactly like Phyllis Newman. I'm telling you, this is one sick woman.
That is an unbelievable story, Jill.
I could sit here and tell you unbelievable story after unbelievable story.
Well, I'm glad you can open up to me.
You know something? It is so refreshing to sit here and talk to somebody who's so unbiased about all of this.
Now, wait a minute. Why is this Sheila woman not in jail?
Because no prison or mental institution seems to be able to hold her for long.
Oh, come on. How is that possible?
Oh, she is exceptional at mind games, at manipulating people to get what she wants.
Well, I can't imagine it. How horrible it must be for Michael Baldwin's wife. To have her first child stolen by this lunatic, and now this one, and... I just can't imagine what it must feel like to lose a child.
Yeah, it was the kind of devastation you can't describe. You would do anything to find them again.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
How is it that two seemingly intelligent people end up in the place that could get them in the most trouble?
I can think of a more problematic place.
Like where?
Well, your office. Like we were in the ice storm.
No. Different location, same scenario.
No. Look, location is key. Because you can't get in trouble if you don't get caught.
Oh, so kind of like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, does it make a noise?
Something like that.
Well, then if there's no problem, there's no blame to place.
Now you're thinking like a philosopher.
Yeah, but the delicate dilemma remains. Where do we go from here?
Just stop talking.
Becky? Hey, have you had the news on at all?
No, I haven't. I've been too busy. Listen, you're not going to believe this.
That can
Really-
wait. I have something important. to
This
say.
is really important, too. I've been studying the anagrams, and
Forget
I...
the anagram.
That's
for
what I'm trying to tell you. I did forget them. I put them down, I put them aside, and I entered the remaining letters into an anagram site, and nothing came up under Latin, but then I got a hit on a German anagram program, and look, it translated a couple of the words. Look.
Hungarian, urban, brown, Carthage.
So now all we have to do is figure
Okay,
out...
okay, all right. Listen, we'll follow up later, but I really need to tell you this.
This is important. What is it?
The reason your parents were trying to reach us earlier. Phyllis, Summer, and Finn have been kidnapped by Sheila.
What? Sheila Carter.
Yeah. I bumped into Sharon earlier, and she filled me in on everything. The authorities are searching, but they could be anywhere by
When did this
now.
happen?
Earlier today.
I have to call Nick. It's busy. I'm going over there. Are you coming with me? What is it?
Next on The Young and the Restless.
It's about my girlfriend.
Is there any reason to suspect foul play?
You should have checked with me first.
I think you're being a bit selfish.
I think we figured out where Sheila is.
Go get my coat.
No, no.
Missed an episode of Days this week? Well, every Sunday starting at 7, SoapNet gives you one last chance to catch up on the whole week's worth of Days before the new week begins. Spend Sunday nights in Salem every Sunday starting at 7 only on SoapNet, the new way to watch soaps.